Robbers is one of my favorite episodes of Ducktales. It just is. And I saw this, well, like most box comics, I saw the cartoon first. And, certain things are just better in the comic, just like the original tends to be better. Land Beneath the Ground is stronger than Earthquake. But Earthquake is pretty faithful, all things considered, for a 22 minute format, I think. But Robot Robbers is one of those few exceptions where I would say, you know what? Cartoon did a better job, in my opinion. So let's just sort of recap both. So we'll start with the comic. So Robot Robbers is Scrooge finding out that the mayor has commissioned the creation of robots or man robots because apparently they walk like a man. Okay, okay, so they're man robots. What is a regular robot? Most robots are based off of the design of a human man, so I don't, or just a human in general, or just okay. So human is a subjective inductive in the duck universe, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. Okay, so it doesn't look like a duck, but it's built like a dog person because I don't ever call them dogs. And most of Duckburg is wild and odd. Okay, so we can do all these really cool things like um, unclog traffic by lifting up the bad cars. They can pull tree roots, to help in floods and whatnot. And they can build the Panama Canal in a day. Scrooge is like, so what is the exact purpose of this robot? Scrooge is like, I do not like that this is here. This seems like a bad idea. Why did you use tax dollars to build this? And he is like the mayor is like a very vague, like to help mankind. I'm like, to do what? And you could argue Scrooge like being a bit of a fuddy duddy. I'm like, oh, Scrooge, no, it's fine. The Beagle Boys are right here like, I got an idea. I got an idea. And the Beagles steal the robot, and now they're running lawless. All right? And by say they're running lawless is because the mayor will not let anything happen to those robots. Like, you can't damage them. They cost billions to make. Okay, so they can just do whatever they want. Yeah, and we're just going to ask the Beagle Boys not to just give them back politely. Beagles, give them back, please. Beagle Boys, come on. Come on, give them back. Give the robots back. Like, I know, look, we can't stop you, but give them back. Not only can we not stop you, we're not even going to try because if they're damaged, it'll cost money. Scrooge's like, they're going to rob me. I know they're going to rob me. Which is that Scrooge and the mayor are kept on opposite ends of pretty much the whole story. All right? When the Beagle Boys come in to rob him, they just take the money bin, like they crack it open, pour money in. He's like, "Is no one gonna help? Is no one going to help?" And no one helps. Scrooge has no idea that the mayor said that no one is to damage the robots. So citizens, the police, the government, no one's going to stop the Beagles. I'm like, okay, all right, so it falls to Scrooge, Donald, the boys, and they're like, "It's a giant. What do we got? It's a giant robot. There are four giant robots, four of them. What are we gonna do?" So Scrooge, with some help, like first he blinds the robots. Okay, okay, and then the boys like, okay, so we'll trick one of the stupider ones to come out of the robot, and then Scrooge sneaks into the robot, and he just then goes to town on the other robots. The mayor's like, no, 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 don't. And one of the Beagles takes the mayor, drops him into the mud, and he's like, "You got me dirty. I declare war on the robots." And I'm like, I hate this mayor so much. I hate him so much. So Scrooge fights the good fight, wins the 1v3, because he's Scrooge McDuck. And the Beagle Boys are sent to jail, and Scrooge has to pay for the damages. And I'm just thinking, what? So, the mayor gets away scot-free, this whole thing. This whole story is just the mayor being insufferable. And Scrooge and the mayor don't get to have any real interaction the whole story. And I think that, to me, is the weakest point here. Like, you have two people, basically big government and big business, at each other's heads. And they don't respect each other. At least in the context of like how it's presented. The mayor doesn't care that Scrooge is getting robbed. He's like, yeah, you know what? It's fine if he gets robbed. He tells the Beagle, look, take his money, but give the government back its property. Like, okay. Scrooge is skeptical of everything the mayor does, but these two never really interact at all. Like, they don't talk, they don't do anything. You know, Scrooge getting robbed is like an unfortunate side effect of protecting the robots. And Scrooge doesn't even know until like the end that they're not supposed to damage the robots. But what is Scrooge supposed to do? Let himself get robbed of everything? No, it's beyond stupid. So then, for the mayor to try to only get involved, only be okay for damaging the robots when it inconveniences him, and like, oh, my clothes are dirty now, and then to act like this is me being the mayor and dignified and I have done nothing wrong here, but I did everything wrong. And the story doesn't acknowledge that. I think some people sort of interpreted this as like a commentary on the government not caring about really anything but its own property and its own interests. I'm like, okay, it's still not that fun a story though. Visually, I think just some good moments here. The robot fight I felt was great. Like Scrooge v. the Robots was great. I'm not gonna pretend that wasn't great. But everything else here was kind of eh. So then we come to the 87 Robot Robbers. Okay? This one here, I think the entire setup is so much stronger. So Scrooge finds out that he's lost a major construction contract to Flint Columbo. I'm like, oh, okay. He doesn't quite know how, so he goes down there to figure out how. Because normally Scrooge is on top of everything when it comes to business. So he goes there, and Glumgold reveals his robots. I'm like, oh, okay. This is how he's doing it. He's commissioned Gyro Gearloose to build these robots. Like, oh, okay. And Scrooge points out,
Gyro! I thought I told you never to build another robot!
You told me never to build another robot for you, Mr. McDuck. So I built these for Mr. Glomgold.
But Gyro, the last robot you invented almost took over the world!
That robot had a computer for a brain. In this model, I'm the brain.
I'm not sure that's an improvement.
yeah. And Gyro decides to be salty about it. He's like, well, you said I couldn't build another robot for you, Mr. McDuck. This is for Mr. Glomgold. Okay. Scrooge brings out a very good point. And it just, to be fair, like the amount of betrayal I would feel, Glomgold isn't just like a competitor. He's legit tried to kill Scrooge. All right. He has been totally content with it. Like, look, if he dies, he dies. All right. And Launchpad has also agreed to fly around carrying the banner Glomgold Construction, Flint Glomgold, I'm like, okay, so this is nothing but betrayal. Nothing but betrayal. All right. And to be fair, what's cool about these robots is they're only designed for construction, quote unquote. Primarily, like even their design. In the comic, I think they're designed to be a sort of all-purpose, but they look also a bit menacing. And primarily the giant eyes. I don't know how they have eyes, but they have eyes, and the sort of jaw, which appears to be like fangs, like a massive underbite. And like everything it looks like a metal animal. So it calls it a man robot, but it almost feels like some sort of savage yeti or something. And I think that's kind of cool. Here, though, they're designed very much, we are construction robots. We are Constructobots. And I do like the design, the color, like, hey, we're like traffic cones. We have the lights. We have a scoop. I don't know construction equipment. And we even have the hard hats. And we've got lights on where our ears should be, so that way we're visible. You can always see us. We're giant robots, so you should that's no excuse. So everything looks like it should be done well. Glumgold is sort of basking in like, hey, look, Scroogey, you spent too much time at the top. You got afraid to take risks. I took a risk, and this is what happened. Ma Beagle's there the whole time. Ma Beagle sneaks in. It's a really great scene of Ma Beagle sneaking into one of the robots. It's a really great scene. She breaks the Beagle Boys out, and the hilarity sort of ensues there as the Beagles take the robots. Scrooge's like, oh my god. Oh my god. He and Launchpad find out it's the Beagle Boys. Glomgold finds out it's the Beagle Boys. And now Scrooge and Glomgold have to work together. I think it's like the only time they generally work together. Because Master of the Djinn, they do not work together. they don't. But then we get a lot more of continuity because this episode references Armstrong the robot, which I believe was the previous episode. So I'm guessing maybe a couple weeks take place between the two, knowing Gyro. They try water. Water doesn't do it because, Gyro learned from Armstrong and made it waterproof. But the but the episode also addressed like, hey, they don't have infinite energy. They're gonna run out soon. Then they have to charge, and we use that to short out 3 of the 4 robots, and then we use the quick drying cement to stop the last one. All really good. All really good. Then, of course, we get the punishment. All right, in the comics, Scrooge is punished for effectively just not trusting the robots and trying to not get robbed. Glumgold here gets punished because, well, they're his robots. He bears a level of responsibility. And he even tried to think that Scrooge would have to pay him back for the damage done to his robots in an attempt to stop them. But the police go, hey, look, so the mayor's ordered you to fix the damage done by your robots, and you can't use your robots to do it. Scrooge jumped in and like, so, McDuck Construction can help you. It'll cost you how much you got. And it's a great scene. I like this ending because even if you want to make the case that this happened because Scrooge grew complacent and like, hey, he was too used to being at the top, didn't want to take chances. Sure, the fact remains, Glumgold was horribly responsible with this, and the fact they were just stolen. All right, very casual, like it's very user easy. There's no like lock or anything on these. Yeah, they're kept in a storage facility, but all Mom Eagle did was sneak into the facility and avoided the one guard there. And when she had one robot, it was easy to steal the other 3. So yeah, Glumgold bears a level of responsibility to this. That's kind of it. So this is why I think the Robot Robbers episode is better than the comic. We have a better dynamic. Scrooge versus Glumgold. We know Glumgold. We know Scrooge. We know these two do not get along. They don't respect each other. It's just 2 billionaires, quadzillionaires. Well, probably a quadzillionaire versus just a trillionaire. I don't know. Glumgold is understood to be the second richest duck, so I'm guessing, but it's also by like the narrowest of margins. Should we do a story on the second richest duck? We probably should. But anyway, keeping it that focus, using Gyro as the one who made the robots, and lending that to some sort of continuity within the series itself, as well as explaining like how we actually stop them, is almost as good as a robot fight. But it's not. It would have been cool had Scrooge taken one and fought the robots. But I think this way, Scrooge is totally like, hey, look, I didn't do anything. All right, but they were trying to rob me. So I did what I had to do. It's up in the air. It's up in the air. I think, again, had we had Scrooge versus the mayor, I think it would have been a better story. But Scrooge versus Glumgold just works. And Scrooge and Glumgold versus the Beagle Boys works too. Like, this just works. They threw candy at you. Hey, this is a decent story. What if we made it candy? What if we put candy in it? And it works, in my opinion. That's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you guys think is better? Giant Robot Robbers or Robot Robbers? I don't know. Because giant is a bit, repetitive at this point. Or redundant, really. Like, hey, they're giant robot robbers. You see them like they're clearly giant robots. We don't have to say they're giant robots. Alright? But the thing is, you dig giant robots. I dig giant robots. Chicks dig giant robots. We dig giant robots. This is Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.